Baby, the category for tonight's episode is legal Beagle realness. Let's get into it. What's up, beautiful people? It's Hershey Sunday, and I'm back with the scoop. This episode is just full of legal mumbo jumbo, court cases, who done sued whom, and who owes who to what. And then we got a little, messiness for a little razzle dazzle at the end. But let's start off with Peter Thomas. Now, we all know Peter Thomas primarily through him being the ex-husband of Cynthia Bailey. He was featured on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, and he is forever in the news about these restaurants, keeping the head above water. Like, it's like he always has an issue with a restaurant. So on this one, I got this from the Neighborhood Talk. It says here that Peter Thomas Miami restaurant, Bar One, is being sued for eviction. Landlord says he owes $422K in rent and wants him out. So let's get into the deeds. So according to Radar Online, Peter's Restaurant Bar 1 Miami Beach received a legal letter suit from Bentley Bay Retail LLC. In the suit, the company claims that Peter's landlord said they entered into a commercial lease agreement with him back in 2018. The company sued Peter in the past for unpaid debts, but he managed to buy a little time, promising to pay his debts, which totaled around $270K. So get this. In the agreement, the company was like, listen, okay, it's all hunky-dory right now, but let me be clear, okay? If any of these checks bounce, Bar 1 Miami is up out of here for good. Well, baby, them checks was bounce and break your back, because in July 2022, August 2022, September, October of 2022, and March of 2023, that's exactly what happened, okay? Them checks was bankhead bouncing, and the company was over it. So Bentley Bay Retail says Peter now owes them a whopping $422K in rent, outstanding costs, utility charges, and sales tax. He was notified in October of 2022 that he was in default. This is a new lawsuit that was filed in the same month. However, the company said the case was delayed after Thomas began negotiations talk. They want him up out of there. Baby, what you gonna do? Now, when I went to Miami, I didn't go visit his restaurant. I heard that it was a really nice restaurant. I heard that it was a little pricey, but I heard that it was a really nice restaurant. A lot of the who's were there. Baby, just get you a food truck. All the girls and guys are getting a food truck these days. Get you a nice truck. You can get you a real nice truck. A real nice one. All the bells and whistles. And just sell it up out of the food truck. Make it, bar trucks. Bar 1 trucks, Bar 1 mobile. Okay, where there's a will, there's a way. There's nothing wrong with having a food truck instead of a brick and mortar. But what y'all think? Let me know in the comment section. Moving on. The Stallion herself are still having some legal issues. Miss Giddy Up herself, Meg the Stallion, believes that 1501 is lying about her ex-bestie's boyfriend, Darian Smith, never being an employee of theirs, and has issued a subpoena in an attempt to prove the label has helped Kelsey diss her. So in short, Meg the Stallion was wanting a deposition from Darian Smith. The record label is saying that, he never worked for us. As a matter of fact, we have another Darian here, but it's not the same person. You must be confused, basically. And she's saying, like, no, it's actually him. There are articles stating that he works for y'all or works for y'all. She wanted a deposition from him. That's the whole reason why she wanted it. And so now she's like, well, then if you want to play these Hunger Games, let's play in court. So that's pretty much the gist of that. It's ever since the whole Tory Lanez and who was Tootsie rolling with whom and who pow who, it's just been a whole mess, okay? A whole mess. Moving on. Speaking of mess, Michael Jordan says he does not approve of his son Marcus Jordan's relationship with Larsa Pippen. Marcus is 32 years old. Larsa is 48 years old, also is the ex-wife of his former teammate, Scottie Pippen. So I'm pretty sure they've run in the same circle, okay? Been in cahoots. Michael was asked if he approved of the relationship between the two, and he laughed. Then he was asked again, and he screamed no for the whole crowd to hear. Now, I know what's good for the goose is good for the gander. I'm not talking about the age when I say that this is kind of trifling on both of their parts. I'm looking at, the degrees of separation. It's certain things that is just frowned upon. But everybody's grown. What do y'all think? Do you think they have the right? Do you think that this is love? She still looks good. I have to give it to her from what I'm seeing on this filtered app. She looks good. She keeping it together. He's not a bad looking man. He's a nice looking, handsome guy. And they are adults, okay? And he's not like a little 19-year-old, barely, out of high school type of adult. He's a 32-year-old man. She a 48-year-old woman. I just think I don't know. I want to say it's in bad taste, but it's kind of a faux pas, in my opinion. And who am I? But what do y'all think? Let me know. Hold on, Gym Shoes, not so fast. I done got this from the Shade Room. They're saying, keep that same energy. Harvard is being sued over legacy admissions following affirmative action ruling. Now, last Thursday, the Supreme Court had rejected affirmative action for UNC and Harvard. And now, baby, the activists want their lick back, okay? They said, since you got your degree and you know everything. They're saying that on behalf of Black and Latino communities in the area, the nonprofit points out that 70% of Harvard's legacy and donor-related applicants are whitey. For context, legacy admissions give priority to families of alumni who have historically been overwhelmingly whitey. What do y'all think about this? Baby, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Hey, what do y'all think? I'm going to keep my little opinion to myself because some things is kitchen table talk. But what y'all think? Let me know in the comment section. And baby, last but not least, Tamika Scott was granted a temporary protective order against Latasha Scott, who is her sister, and Rocky Scott, who is her brother-in-law, okay, married to Latasha Scott, due to them allegedly threatening her. All right. She was on Speak On It, which is Candy Burrs' show on YouTube. And baby, she said, no, I'm going to go ahead with the proof that I have. I'm going to go ahead and file for this temporary protective order. And the judge granted it. She states, and I quote, I don't take certain things lightly. Let's get into the video.
I'm just going to go and say it. I'm just going to go and say it. What? I did a temporary TPO order on my sister and her husband because I was getting threats. I was getting text messages. He even said threats I felt live when he said I lied on him and you don't do that to me, or you got to deal with what comes with that. So I don't take certain things lightly. So I did a temporary TPO order and the judge granted it to me based on the evidence that I presented. I was granted the TPO order on them. So when you say, can we get back together? It's a TPO order out because he's threatening me. And a lot of people, and this is crazy. This is where it gets crazy. The TPO order protects me just in case because he's known to pull out on people. It protects me and it also protects them because my husband is very quiet. He's at his wit's end. It's not easy.
Now, allegedly, there have been some monies missing. Okay, checks have been cashed that wasn't to the party that it belonged to, allegedly. And it's been trouble and rocky waters, no pun intended, ever since. It's just been a mess. Okay, allegedly, Latasha Scott was so thirsty to get this gospel album, finally got it. It went certified aluminum foil. That's just what the streets are saying. But y'all let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think that there were threats being made? Allegedly, let me know. That's the show for today. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, follow, and comment for more content. And hit that notification bell so you can stay in the loop with the scoop, okay? As always, I'm Hershey Sunday, and I'm back with the scoop. Peace.